Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, my fellow Nautili, and welcome to the Nautilus. That's much better. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm not doing too shabby. What you're watching right now, here on the Nautilus, the channel dedicated to art and creativity, is me drawing what will be the hopefully eventual book cover to a published story that I have actually started rewriting. I'm not rewriting, but adding to. I started last night and I'm going to continue today. But before we do that, I am going to actually please ask you to hit that good old subscribe button, you know which one it is, and hit that bell icon so you get constant notifications on anything that I upload and put out. I'm an artist, I do everything myself, and your support would mean the absolute world to me. But enough chit chat. You guys are here for the continuation of the journey of Gilderhand. And while this is going, ladies and gentlemen, I will be reading from where I left off. From where I left off, we were looking at King Stuart, Gilderhand's father, the king of the nation of Northumbria. And he's a little upset right now. He's a little bit pissed off because he just learned that his son, well, he climbed that freaking wall I'm about to start drawing right now as I'm looking at the screen. He's climbing the damn wall. That son of a dingus. Alright, so while that's happening, let's go over here. His noblemen, the king's court, they are telling him that because the king put some laws in place, that the townspeople are not happy. They're upset. They're very, very pissed off. And it's all thanks to the father not doing anything to corral his son in, kind of keep him from being an idiot, just rambling, just doing things he shouldn't be doing. Alright, so from there, let's see here. Let's read that last sentence. But it is your fault, sire. At least that's what they're saying. They're saying that you did nothing to keep him from being the way he is, and that you did nothing to stop him from taking the actions he took in the first place. Alright. Wake up! Alright, here we go. Let's continue on. We're almost on page 8 of this. With a look of disbelief on his face, the king gets up from his throne and begins walking back to his quarters. Before he can leave, his nobleman tells him, "You know, sire, a new election is due in 4 months' time, and if you don't rectify this, they'll have you tossed to the street like a commoner. I would suggest being extra careful about what you tell the townspeople next, because they may not like any answers you give them, nor will they believe you." The king looks back at the nobleman and quietly says, "I do not apologize for creating the laws I have, nor for enforcing them to better the society we have built here. I would recreate those laws in a heartbeat if I had to. I shall retire for now. You do what you must amongst yourselves in my absence. And if anyone of those editing while the video goes and if any one of those commoners has an issue, deal with it personally." Now back to Gilderhand. Outside the kingdom, Gilderhand moves at a moderate pace along the plateaus of the countryside he's never seen. Coming to a tree, he breaks off a branch and modifies it into a walking stick. He keeps to the dirt road scattered all over the landscape, makes notes of where he last left off, keeps track of his journey by using chalk to mark various trees and landmarks so as to not lose his path. In case he needs to backtrack, moving over valleys and hills, he makes his way in the direction of the setting sun, knowing that he is moving westward. He passes several abandoned cabins, desolate huts left behind by what seemed to be past civilizations. He peers inside them to see if there is anything useful for his journey, only finding shattered windows, turned over tables, and a few mice eating breadcrumbs off the ground. Interesting. What's going on there, ladies and gentlemen? Let's continue. He continues on, staying on the narrow path before him. The days pass as if he was still in the kingdom. Nothing extraordinary happens along the road. As the wind blows overhead, several birds can be seen flying in the direction he heads. They fly in amazing patterns, whistling and calling out to each other. To Gilderhand it sounds soothing, as if he has a personal soundtrack for his journey. He wanders along, passing streams and ponds, structures made of stone and marble, something you would never see unless you left the kingdom. Gilderhand remembers that his father never told him about these structures, these monumental stone and marble works of nature. As he makes his way across country, he sees a small village that looks somewhat abandoned. A few small animals can be seen scurrying about in the huts and houses that line the dirt roads, and he decides to look for himself. We got stuff happening, people. Let me just check my time here. Where we is at. Alright, we're doing good. Let's keep going. Entering the village, he notices several signs lining the street, each one offering warning of entering without your wits about you. The doors of the huts are covered in red paint, with several markings written on them, mostly scribbled on frantically. Some words are legible, but mostly consist of no and do not enter. It's as if they were leaving in a hurry and wanted to warn any travelers of the horrors of the town. A sense of dread came over Gilderhand, but he remains focused. Checking every house he crosses, he makes sure there is no one inside. He moves on, leaving the small village behind and heading in the direction of the setting sun. As he continues on, a small dog can be seen in the distance. It doesn't look mangy or decrepit, and in fact seems to be in good health. As he approaches the dog, he notices a collar around his neck with a poorly written name tag attached. Macaro, huh? That's a pretty interesting name for a dog, he says, as he puts his hand out, showing the dog he's no threat. Now, this is a little bit of an Easter egg as to the dog's name. For anyone who's ever heard of the restaurant, the Macaroni Grill, that is where the name comes from. Macaro is the first letters of macaroni, as in macaroni and cheese, my favorite meal. So if anyone asks you what Macaro means, now you guys have a little bit of a Easter egg. That's how I named this animal. The dog sniffs his hand, gives it a look, and Gilderhand proceeds to check the dog for any injuries or maladies. You think my name is interesting? I can't even imagine what your name might be if mine is interesting to you, the dog says. Stunned, Gilderhand looks in bewilderment, as if he's seen a ghost. You can talk? But how is this possible? Gilderhand says, freaked out by this supposedly normal canine. Why is this surprising to you? Have you never seen a dog like me before? No, I haven't, Gilderhand says. Because I'm not from around here. I'm from the kingdom of Northumbria, and I left because the rules of the kingdom were weighing me down. He stops petting the dog and gets up. The fact of the matter is, I don't even know where I'm going. I'm on a journey with no possible destination to a place I don't even know exists. Something that was probably on my mind. Let's pause, look where we are. Alright, we're doing good. He begins to walk away, but the dog stops him. Wait a minute. If you're planning on going on a journey, you won't get very far on your own. Dangerous roads lie up ahead, and even the most road-tested individuals don't venture out without a guide or companion. He looks at the dog, pats him on the head, and says, So, I'm guessing you want to be my companion. Or is it that you're just lonely and need someone to talk to? Give me the real reason. The dog looks up at him and replies, I guess it'd be a little A and a little B. A little of A. Come on, Joe. Learn how to type, damn it. A little of A and a little of B. But what's it to you? Without hesitation, Gilderhand gets up and begins walking. Looking back, he says, So are you coming or not? Macaro begins wagging his tail and quickly runs up to him. Just stay to the paths and we should be fine. Never wander off the path and come on, Joe. Or it would become your downfall. Yeah. Sorry, I can't talk. Thanks for the warning, Gilderhand says. Just make sure to stay at my side if something happens. Wouldn't want my companion getting all bruised and injured so early on. They continue trading jabs at each other, as if they had known each other since birth. Alright, hold on. Pause here. Where are we at? Oh, we got a minute left. Alright. Now, I have a little bit of a challenge for you guys, since I got a minute left. If you can, if you're subscribed to me and you like what I do here, also, subscribe, hit the bell, check out my merch. Come up with a name, a description for what Macaro is. I never described what the dog looked like. I just said he wasn't mangy or decrepit, or injured or anything. But if you can come up with what type of dog Macaro is, I have something in mind, but I want to see what you guys come up with. So, come up with that, and uh, you know, draw him for me. See if you can come up with a picture of him. And until next time, guys, this is the Nautilus, and he is out.